gonna need a fucking minute. It's Drewski McGillicuddy's Hereditary movie review. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and I finally got to see what all the hubbub was about with Hereditary, starring Toni Collette and Gabriel Byrne. And I just want to start off by saying I feel like Gabriel Byrne slept through most of this movie. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but like he was there. There were some scenes where he wasn't sleeping, but for the majority of the film, it was all shots of him laying in bed sleeping. And then I noticed he kept taking these little pills. But hey, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But hey, you should be used to that by now. Anyway, I want to address Cameron Scott for a second. He made a video when this movie came out. I guess he saw it in the theater, and he just hated this movie. So he lambasted it, made a post in Killer Flicks saying, the people that like this movie, you're sick in the fucking head. Well, guess what? I think I might be sick in the head, because I really like this movie. Not to say that I don't completely and totally understand why people would hate this movie, why this movie would rub people the wrong way, why this movie would get under your skin and just crawl around until you just want to explode. Yeah, this movie definitely, I don't know. I mean, I know some of the imagery in this movie was definitely unsettling, but I think more than anything, the fucking music had me uncomfortable. There was a scene towards the beginning where nothing had even happened yet, and it was just making me uncomfortable, like almost nauseous for some reason, and it was just the music. I don't know. It might have also had something to do with Charlie, the little girl. She's very off-putting. I wonder if she actually looks like that in real life, or if they did something to her to make her look like this. No offense to her if this is what she looks like in real life, but you're very off-putting. You made me very uncomfortable the entire time you were on screen. But anyway, so Hereditary is the story of a woman who's dealing with the loss of her mother. She's estranged from her mother for the longest time, and then she was having a back and forth with her there towards the end. And I guess she had dementia and whatnot, and was staying with her up until hospice. And then she passes away, and we go to the funeral. And apparently, the grandmother had a very close connection with Charlie, the little girl. And you know, you might almost miss it at the beginning, but Charlie says something to her after the funeral. It says something to her mom about how Grandma always wanted her to be a boy and whatever, and Toni Collette told her, "Oh no, you were your grandma's favorite." Blah 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 blah. Well, later on we find out what that's all about. But so. I mean, there's just a family dealing with grief. And then, you know, she wants Charlie to get out of the house because she's been depressed about her grandmother, I guess. Because they were close, even though she felt like she wasn't completely proud of her or whatever that feeling was. So, the son is going to a high school party, and Toni Collette wants Charlie to go, which is weird because it's like, why would a 13-year-old go to like a high school event? Like, she's still in middle school. I mean, I get it, it's her brother, but just that alone, I would have been like, no. But anyway, so she pretty much forces Charlie to go to this party with her brother. All right, and somebody's making a cake. Oh, did I mention spoiler alert? I don't know how to talk about this movie without spoiling stuff. But yeah, somebody's making a cake with these walnuts, and apparently Charlie's allergic to walnuts. She has some cake. She has some cake, and her brother's off toking the reefer, trying to, you know, feel up some girl. And she starts to feel her throat closing up, and she goes in and she tells him, "Hey, there's something wrong." And he immediately, immediately jumps on it and tries to get her to the hospital. And she's freaking out in the back seat and rolls down the window because she can't breathe. And this is one of the most fucking gut-wrenching scenes I've ever fucking seen in a fucking movie. She's got her head out the window, and damn it if there's not something in the middle of the road, and he swerves to miss it, and she hits her head. She gets decapitated by a telephone pole. Hopefully you haven't seen, or hopefully you've already seen hopefully you've already seen the movie, and I didn't just spoil it. Like I said, you should know better than to watch my reviews. Anyway, so I thought that was great. What I thought was even better was just his reaction. How he just sits there for like almost what feels like 5 minutes, even though it's probably not 5 minutes, but him sitting there. And then the single tear rolling down his cheek. And then the fact, like, he just drove home. He didn't call the police. He didn't finish going to the hospital and reported the accident. He just drove home and went to bed. But I mean, maybe I am crazy for not minding feeling like this. This movie fucked me up, dude. Just hearing Toni Collette start screaming because he lays in bed, and then the next morning he's woken up. He wakes up to the sound of his mother screaming in grief, and it's just oh my god. It's just fucking. Does it make your skin crawl? I don't have it. I don't know. So anyway, obviously, and it goes without saying that Toni Collette kind of holds a grudge against her son because he was driving the car. More than anything, because he didn't say anything, that he just reacted the way he did. But he was in shock. I can't honestly say how I would have reacted if I was trying to rush my little sister to the fucking emergency room and she happened to stick her head out the window and got decapitated by a telephone pole. I honestly cannot say what I would have did or how I would have reacted. And I don't think you can either. So, and that's the thing about this movie. This movie, like, yeah, we've seen movies like this before. But I've never seen a movie like this. I've never seen the things that were done in this movie done in this way. This movie had a very serious tone. It's not like, I mean, I don't even know how to explain myself. It's just, the movie felt so real. Like, it felt real, like they took this serious. This was, these people were like, we're not just going out to make a scary movie. We want to make a fucking masterpiece. And this movie is a fucking masterpiece. Sure, it's not for everybody. Not everybody's gonna like this. But just the unsettling feeling that it gives you. This is like sort of why people watch horror movies. But along the lines of the unsettling feeling, a lot of people don't like to feel unsettled. A lot of people do just like to watch horror movies for, the blood and the guts. That's why a lot of people prefer. That's why slasher is probably the most popular subgenre of horror. I don't even know what the fuck to call this, because it's like a suspense thriller. It's like a psychological thriller.
It's an unsettling family drama.
It's an unsettling family drama with horror elements, demon possession, witches. Spoiler alert! But oh my god, so yeah, after Charlie passes and, we progress a little time, there's still some back and forth, like when they have the breakdown at the dinner table. Because, yeah, I guess he feels like she's blaming him, and she feels like he should have said something, which he should have. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh my god, this movie's so fucking hard for me to talk about and stay on track. I should have wrote a script. But no, we're not going to do that. But yeah, I don't need to talk about the whole goddamn movie. I just wanted to talk about just just this scene alone, the whole scene with Charlie's death, and her head, like when they show the fucking head laying on the ground with the ants crawling on it, like that's gonna fucking be in my fucking retinals forever. Every time I close my eyes, I see it. Now when I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna close my eyes, I'm gonna see that fucking image. I'm not gonna be able to shake it. Maybe I'll start sleepwalking. Who knows? Hopefully I don't burn the house down. But yeah, this movie's fucked up. And then like, she goes and learns how to do a seance from this creepy woman that she probably should have been suspicious of from the get-go, just because. I don't know. I mean, she had me fooled. She had me fooled, but I slowly started to suspect that, hey, something ain't right. But yeah, she shows her how to do this seance because her son had died. And then she goes and shows the family, and then it just starts getting creepier and creepier and weirder and weirder. And then the end, I guess, is left up to interpret. What's with all these naked people? Because there's this one scene at the end when his mother's following him around the house, and she's up in the rafters. And there's this one scene where there's this naked dude. I don't know if he's a dead ghost naked dude, but his dick's hanging out, and he's sitting there smiling at me. And god damn it, if that's not the most uncomfortable I've ever fucking been watching a goddamn movie in a long fucking time. And then there's naked people everywhere in the treehouse at the end. I don't know what the fuck.
Well, did you notice the naked people as he was walking to the treehouse? There was naked people standing along the path too, like kind of back towards the woods a little bit.
So were they alive?
Old people, yes.
See, I'm gonna have to watch Found Flicks Ending Explained of Hereditary. I've been waiting until after I watched it to watch his review because he goes into complete depth and actually writes a script and knows what the fuck he's talking about. Me, I'm just trying my best.
Hey, can I give you a fun fact real fast?
Oh my god. Hurry up.
Just simply because so many killer flicksters have hated on this movie, okay? Here's a fun fact.
Yeah, a lot of them hate on the Babadook and the witch too, and I'm starting to think I know why.
Can I finish? Okay. In Peter's first scene at school, the words "escaping fate" are written on the chalkboard, and the teacher is discussing it. This here is a reference to the 1978 Halloween, where the main character discusses the same thing in class. And appropriately, this movie was released the same day as the trailer for Halloween 2018. So, they all want to hate on this, but it just showed some love for Halloween.
Can you believe that, everybody? That's why I keep her around. She has fun, interesting facts so that, my videos aren't a complete waste. Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about other than I mentioned everything, didn't I?
I think you did.
But yeah, real quick, since I already brought up the ending, the scene where he smacks his face on the table, like, I like the fact that in the trailer, they didn't really show you the whole scene, because this scene in context was fucking excellent. That's another thing. Alright, before we get to the rating, obviously I don't even know what the fuck, I don't even know. I have no idea. But the directing in this movie is absolutely fucking flawless. And am I mistaken? Was this not a directorial debut?
It was, and
Holy shit!
Toni Collette commented that he was the most prepared director she has ever worked with.
And she's been in a lot of stuff, but just every scene, like even during the slow parts of the movie, because I'm assuming that a lot of people have a problem with it being a little bit slow, but when it's not being slow, it's fucking white knuckle fucking. So I don't understand why, other than the fact that you don't like being depressed as fuck or just unnerved.
Didn't like the CGI flies.
Yeah, the CGI flies were kind of dumb, and then a lot of people, aside from his crying and his going, "Mommy," I think the son gave a hell of a performance. It's just some things are just like, really, dude? Anyway.
Him yelling out for mommy was just showing how psychologically broken he was by
yeah.
I mean, you have to look at this with a different view other than just, oh, it's a horror film. No, you have.
It was a little over the top,
trying to
though.
pick it
It was
apart.
a
It was
little
a
over the
thinker.
top.
It was a thinker.
It's a
and most
tiny.
people
It's
don't
a
wanna
tiny.
think.
Okay, that has nothing to do with him being a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, aside from that small, minute little complaint, along with the CGI flies, I think this movie was flawless from beginning to end. It's like perfect execution. It did stuff that's been done before, and it did it better than the previous attempts at the stuff that this movie had been done before. Okay, the cinematography, the shifting of scenes, the transitions of scenes, whatever. Yeah, the editing, whatever you want to call it, all of it, flawless. So this is one of the most well-made, well-put-together, well-thought-out horror films. Well, you know what? We've been getting a lot of really good horror films, and then it seems like the mass majority of people don't like them. And a lot of those are A24 films, so I'm thinking maybe she's got some, maybe she's on to something with the whole, if it's a thinker, people technically aren't going to like it because they're just there to see blood, guts, fingers, and toes. Well, it's not always about blood, guts, fingers, and toes. It's about the mental aspect. And this movie gives me a mental disorder. So, what are we going to rate it? I'm gonna just, I can't keep making shit up on such short notice. So we're gonna give it a gold star. If I ever revisit this movie and actually write a script out and fucking get a laptop and blah 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 blah, and not ramble on and just jump from scene to scene, not really talking about anything, just rambling, trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So yeah, gold star for sure. Have you seen this fucking movie? Did I just ruin it for you? Let me know in the comment section down below if I ruined it for you. Or let me know what you liked about this movie. Let me know what you hated about this movie. I want to talk about this fucking movie. I would keep going for like another fucking hour, but it's past my fucking bedtime. So make sure you like the video, subscribe, and thanks for watching. And maybe next time I'll do a better job.